Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, I told you we were going to be checking out some flashlights, and here's another one checking off the list. This is the Brinyte PT16. Now, we've seen a few Brynites on the channel. Not one overly recently, but we definitely have. And yeah, this one's going to be the next one. We're going to check out the PT16. Now, as always, we check out the fare that it comes with. You do get a Type-C charging cable, do get a couple of extra O-rings, and of course you get a lanyard, pretty much standard, that comes with pretty much most of your flashlights. And then of course you get your card, value-added card. There you go. You can pause and read that if you like. And then of course you do get your little owner's manual there. Now there's some quick specs you can run through right there. A pause and check out up to 2,000 lumens. So that's cool. 2,000, 820, 130, 10. Strobes at 1,600 and an SOS at 300. Very cool. And of course, you do get the flashlight. Now, as you can see there, you're lit up a little bit green. That tells you that your battery life is going to be right about 70 to 100%. If it's green, it's 70 to 100. If it's orange, it's 30 to 70. If it's less than 30 but more than 10, it's red. And if it's blinking red, well, you need to charge it because it's less than 10%. But now this is a decent sized flashlight. To be perfectly honest with you, this is a larger flashlight than I would carry for EDC. But I think it's really good for your vehicle or home, we'll just say home defense. And the reason I say that is because, well, I've had this guy for quite some time. This is actually the Brinyte PT18 Oathkeeper, if you will. And this is the one that is beside my bed every night. It never leaves my bedside. And we'll kind of talk to you as to why that is, but we're talking about the PT16. Definitely full aluminum construction. You do have a single-sided pocket clip right there. If you want to access the battery, you open it up right there. There you go. You've got a single 5,000 milliamp hour, 21700, 3-volt battery. That's how you get to it. I sometimes take these off. I know I took it off my Oathkeeper. It's still on this one. It's personal preference. Personal preference. Now, I don't mind it on this one. It does kind of get in my way a little bit. So I would end up taking that ring off. I forget, they call it a tactical ring, or let's see. Yeah, the tactical ring. I usually take that off. It feels better in the grip without it on there. But, you know, of course, for the review, I'm going to leave it on there. Now, you see your light goes out. Usually after you turn this on, it stays on for 5 seconds, and that tells you where your battery is at. I do have a crenulated bezel for that get back if you need it. Very cool. I mean, hey, if it works, right? There is your charging port. Now, I did say aluminum construction. It's pretty, and you've definitely got some milling going on there that pretty much, you know, it really does aid in the grip very nicely. But yeah, God, I would definitely take that thing off. Now, the interesting thing about this one is you've got 3 buttons to control this. One of them is my favorite. And the reason why I have the PT18 by my bed all the time. But we'll just start with the forward button. Now, to turn on your light with the forward button, you're going to press and hold for approximately 2 seconds, and there, it's not coming on. It did this to me before, and I'm not sure why. Whoa, there you go. Now, if you actuate it with this button, it comes on, and it always comes on in, I believe it's high mode. Then you use the second button, this button right here, to change the mode, to step up in your modes. There's turbo, you got low, medium, high, turbo, and it may come on in turbo. Not real crazy about that. I wish it would come on in low or have a memory where I could set it, because there you go, it's on low, right? Turn it off, turn it back on, see, it pumps it up. So not necessarily crazy about that. I wished it had a memory mode, because I would usually have it probably on the lower setting and then move up from there. Push it to turn it off. Now, this button, when the light is off, and strobe warning, guys, one touch strobe. That is why the PT18 is by my bed every night. I pretty much consider it my home defense flashlight, because I really like the one-touch strobe feature. Love that feature about the light. So now, let's see if it works now. If you press and hold, there it came on. Don't know why it did that. It did that to me before. But you press and hold for 2 seconds, it comes on, and then you can press to step up on light. Now, if you double press, strobe warning, it'll strobe. And then you can go back to your regular memory mode. Now, if we shut it off, actually, let's turn it up. We'll shut it off. Does it have memory mode? Push it again. Nope, it always goes back to low. So this one does not appear to have a memory mode. This light comes on in low. The forward switch, it comes on in low. And the rear switch, it always comes on high. I don't mind it coming on low. That's fine. You know, if it had a memory mode, okay, great. You know, that's just another feature. But I like that it always comes on low. Press it, go it off. Now, you can access the strobe, and I have to look at it every time, or excuse me, the SOS is when the tail light switches on. I'm going to kick it down to low. You can double click the forward button. Now we've turned it on back here, remember? We've turned it on back here. Double click the forward button for strobe warning. And then double click for SOS. Gotta double click it a little quicker. And then you get your strobe. Hit it again, and you're back to your high mode. So, just a little bit of operation. Let's see. There's actually a few different packages you can get. We'll shut that off. Oh, I turned it on back here. Got to turn it off back there. There we go. And that's just it. If you turn it off, or if you turn it on with this button, use this button to manipulate your modes. You have to turn it off with this button. So, you know, there's some intricacies there, if you will. But there it gives you, you know, kind of a full... It looks like you cannot access the strobe mode, or excuse me, the SOS mode by using just the two tail switches. You have to use the tail switch in combination with the forward switch. So, a little, just some quirks. There's your lighting, your charging indications, some maintenance tips. A lot of good information in here, but we're going to go outside and we're going to play around with this thing. See what it looks like outside. Meet you out there, guys. All right, guys, we're outside now, and as you can see, even on low 10 lumens, this has got quite a nice beam. Well, you don't really want to see the dog poop, I don't think. But anyway, you can actually see that's the stump that I do my, you know, that I did all the rust testing on and that type of thing. So you can actually see it out there in 10 lumens because of the beam that this one puts out. You've got a little bit of flood, but you've got a pretty good beam. Oh, look, eyes. Dude, are the raccoons back? We're going to step it up to medium. I don't know if you guys can see him down there, but right there in the corner of the fence, there's a raccoon down there. They were out here the other night in that apple tree up there. That's too funny. Well, we had a guest. We've got a guest appearance down here, guys. This is funny. But as you can see, this one has quite a beam. Now, the more recent flashlights we saw had quite a bit of flood, and I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of flood. There is a bit of a light ring going on out there, but yeah, it definitely beam. We're gonna step it up. There we go. We step it up to high. We're looking at, I know you guys can't see him down there, but I mean, check out that beam this has. Holy smokes. It's got a lot of beam and not a lot of flood. It's got a little bit of flood, as you can see there, but this is definitely a beam light. And then we'll click it up one more time to 2000, and that's too funny. I don't know if you can see his eyes glistening every once in a while, but he is right there in the corner. I don't know, I'll try to keep the beam down a little bit. That's too funny. But I'm not going to stroke. Oh, there he is. Hang on a second, guys. I'm going to see. Can I zoom in? Oh, there you go. You can see his eyes now. I'm going to try to zoom in. Oh, there's two of them. There's one by the gate now, and now there's one over there by the corner. I'm zoomed in a lot, guys. I'm probably blinding him right now. See him moving? That's too funny. Well, that's awesome. We had a guest appearance on the review tonight. How awesome is that? Very cool. But there you go. There's the bamboo forest right there, and the big, gigantic cedar tree right there. But that's too funny. But there you go, guys. Just kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what you're going to see from this. A lot of beam. Now in turbo, we've got a decent amount of flood, but there is definitely a predominant beam going on there. So, oh, he's climbing up the fence now. They're going. Oh, there's one on the top of the wood fence. They're going into that apple tree. There's that right there is an apple tree, and they're on the prowl. All right, guys. Enough of the raccoons. I'll see you upstairs. All right, just some final thoughts, guys. One, that was pretty cool that we had the little guest appearance from our raccoon friends. Actually, there's 3 of them out there right now, and the same 3 were out there the other night when I took Bo out to go to the bathroom. So they're loving that apple tree. But the PT16, really good light. As you can tell outside, we've definitely got a pretty strong beam. On the lower levels, we didn't have a lot of flood, a little bit. Once you're putting 2,000 lumens out there, you definitely have a little bit more flood, but predominantly a high beam focused flashlight for sure. As I said, a little bit too big for me to EDC, carry in my pocket or even on my belt. But like I said, with the PT18 Oathkeeper, this one I would say would be definitely very good for home defense, if you will. That single action, single press strobe function. I love that. For that specific reason. And I also didn't mention with the tail switch, you do have a half press. You don't have to fully depress it. You can half press it and keep it on. So want to make sure I put that out there. So I would definitely take the tactical ring off. As you can see, I did on the Oathkeeper. It's just not for me. It's not comfortable in the grip. So I would remove that. Other than that, absolutely perfect for home defense or vehicle flashlight, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope you enjoyed our little guest stars out there in the backyard. As always, greatly appreciate you. Really appreciate Brinyte sending this one out to check out. Absolutely 100%. Thank you, guys. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.